Good morning. Today I wanted to talk about the ill effects of money. Sometimes too much of anything is not good for health. So, love of money is also causes the destruction. In whenever you succeed in life, seeds of destruction are sown in. Similarly, too much love for money and running behind money beyond a point starts to hurt and has a counterproductive way. So, in life, there has to be a balance. Let's look at 7 different ways by which one can have balance in life. But before we get into that, I want you to do something. Hit the like button of this video if you like it. Also, please subscribe to my channel if you have not already subscribed. It's not enough if you have subscribed. Please ask your friends and relatives to subscribe. And don't forget to turn on the bell notification, because if you don't turn on the bell notification, you are not going to get a video every time we put it out. The Google algorithm does not push the video to you even if you have subscribed. You should have the bell notification on for the video to reach you. So if you have subscribed, please take the trouble to turn on the bell notification. So let's come back to the main topic today. How does money cloud your judgment? Does money cloud moral judgment? The answer is yes, because if you have looked at politicians across India, from Kashmir to Tamil Nadu, from Gujarat to West Bengal, most politicians have an enormous love for money. Several ministers, chief ministers, have been convicted. There have been stories of excess greed. There are stories of businessmen trying to bribe politicians and cahoots between businessmen and politicians. So, for somebody who does not have money, excess money does cloud judgment, especially moral judgment. If there were no moral judgment on money and money does not influence moral judgment, things like chasing your paper in the university will not happen. You cannot buy a degree. Buying a degree is a very common thing today in the world. Clearly, money can do a lot of things and money can influence moral judgment. Second, more money mean less empathy. That is very true, especially in the case of new rich. In the case of new rich, competition goes to obscene levels, where keeping up with the Jones means a lot of things. In New Delhi, especially among rich people from the northwestern state, there is a competition on how much food you can order and waste. So, the family which is supposed to be more wealthier is a family which can waste more food. Imagine in a country of such uneven income levels like India, millions of people starve to death. And here is people who have just become rich try to compete with each other to decide how much food they can waste. Look, in Bombay, the skyline dominated by a huge building which is residence for one family. Which person will spend an entire fortune building for a single family? Contrast this with a man who is the richest, whose family is one of the richest in the world, but does not find his name in any richest list. I am talking about the Tatas and Ratan Tata. He lives in a single bedroom house. People who are traditionally wealthy for generations have know their line and know where to have their balance. People who become rich in a generation or two do not have any idea of what they are doing. In case of new rich, there is very less empathy. There are stories in America related by Morgan Housel of a man who made millions of dollars in a startup who asked the concierge of his hotel, five-star hotel, to buy gold coins and threw it into the ocean just to have fun. Very soon, he became bankrupt. When somebody who has no money suddenly lands with a lot of money, empathy goes out of the window. Next question is wealth and abuse, substance abuse. This is well known. If you go to any rich school in India, even in Madras, Tamil Nadu, you will find drug peddlers standing outside the door. The cases of substance abuse in wealthy schools are very common. Kids were born of wealthy parents who have no time to supervise these children are handed thousands of rupees just so that the parent can wash their guilt. These kids with thousands of rupees and no accountability end up doing crack and cocaine. A portion of them do get addicted to it. There is a case of Robert Downey Jr., the man who acted in Iron Man, who was born to wealthy parents. His father and uncle were in film industry. At age 4, he and his father started doing drugs together. For a long time in his career, he was a repeated drug abuser, spent time in jail, and could not repeated times in jail and rehabilitation till he finally conquered it. So here is a case of person born wealthy where father and son did abuse together. Money is important. It can buy you basic needs. But beyond those basic needs, money cannot buy you happiness. Money can ensure comfort and basic level. The first $1 million is very important, or the first 1 crore is very important. Beyond the first 1 crore, when you have a house to live and a bank balance to live, bank balance to feed yourself and clothe yourself and buy a car, the subsequent money is not going to give you happiness. It is only used to generate envy with friends. And that is why I asked you to think of the great Ratan Tata and his uncle J.R.D. Tata. There is no instance of the Tatas throwing their wealth around. Contrast them with the Ambanis who constantly throw their wealth around. There is a difference between the very rich and the people who are rich over generations. Maximum amount of depressions and unhappiness and suicide happens among the wealthy. Wealth can ensure comfort but cannot bring happiness. Money can be addictive. The more money you have, you tend to get into fear, thinking that you will lose it, and you try to hoard it more and more. The more you try to hoard money, money tends to be addictive, and you don't want to lose it. If you become a slave of money, then your happiness is elusive. For people like Steve Jobs, or Bill Gates, or Warren Buffett, money was an additional thing. Their main addiction was to create technology that would, for Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, was to create technology that would change the world. In case of Warren, it was demonstrating his skill to invest. All these people, especially Jobs died early, especially Gates and Warren Buffett, have donated most of their money to charity, like what Tatas do. Point number 6. Like a great poet Bill Deleve of England said, a capitalist can consume money less. The balance money has to be deployed in service once a person becomes self sufficient. I talked about Subramaniam of Shanti Gears, who basically, after selling his company, spent his life and money feeding people and providing diagnostic care and cheap medicine to millions of people in Coimbatore, to a point where he even set up a petrol station where he sold petrol 3 rupees cheaper so that people could get some relief. Finally, what we have realized in this pandemic is business must have a social value. The objective of business cannot be only making money. It should create value in society and make people who work for that business more better and create more empathy. Again, I want to quote the great Tata fortune from the original founder J.N. Tata has gone in service of people. And the more and more the business grows in the Tata empire, the more and more money is available in the trust to spend. The Tata Institute of Social Sciences, the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, the Indian Institute of Science, the Tata Cancer Hospital are all cases where the Tata money has done good to society. Apart from this, they have donated a lot of money to help in philanthropy. The great Rockefeller fortune in America also went to donate into philanthropy. Andrew Carnegie's US Steals money went into creating thousands of libraries which educated people. Finally, business and money must create social value. It cannot stagnate in one family. Thank you for watching. Be rich. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification. If you use Kindle, you can buy the book using the Kindle link given below. If you want a hard copy, send a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would get in touch with you. At the very end, if you want to get in touch with me, please send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. I am grateful for your support of Berich.